and welcome to Zoe Your Own. Happy Saturday. Hopefully I can get this video cut up and out to you guys this evening. If not, you'll get it tomorrow. Like I've said before, it takes a lot longer than I first thought. I'm doing all of the editing and and squeezing everything in. But anyway, on to today's video. I think it's about time I got to cutting my grass. As you can see, it's really quite high and dandelion filled. I do like to use the excuse I don't like to cut the dandelions away because of the bumblebees, but I do have plenty of stuff coming out in flower now, so I think I had better address this issue. For a while, I was blaming the weather, but to be fair, the weather had been pants when I had time to come out here and do stuff. But this week it's been a bit of a mixture of being lazy and gallivanting. So I went to the theatre on Thursday to see Jesus Christ Superstar, as I'm a big anyone that knows me knows I love a good musical. I'm there again next week, and then I'm sure I'm in London in a few weeks' time for another one as well. So if anyone's got any musical recommendations, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear what other people think on musicals and stuff like that. But anyway, enough of me rambling about musicals. That should be for another YouTube channel, right? It's on to tackling this mess. Let's get to it, shall we? When Mum was here, oh God, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. Crazy where the time goes. And we were outside. She noticed that I had some forget-me-nots and a cheeky little self-set Bellis daisy in the grass here. And she kept badgering me to dig them up and make sure I dug them up before I cut the grass. She said if the tulip gets to stay, then they should stay. Don't cut them. But she really wants them. So I think before I cut the grass, I've just ripped one out. Oh, but it has got roots on it. Oh, there we go. There you go, Mum. There's your first bit. Right, let's get my little fork and get the rest of these little guys out. So whilst I was digging out the Bellis daisy and the forget-me-nots for Mum, I noticed this weird little beetle thing. I think it is. I used to be petrified of black. Well, in fact, I don't know where he went. Oh, he's gone. Oh well. As you can see, my grass is very, very long. I'm gonna make sure that my wheels are on the setting that keeps the blade furthest away from the grass, and to make sure it doesn't rip it out. And then once I've cut it today, I'll then keep on top of it, hopefully every week when I've got time. So yeah, let's get it done. There's lots of nature and wildlife about today in the garden, which always makes me happy. Plenty of little worms. I've seen a few slugs. That makes me less happy. Obviously, there was a little beetle earlier. And then when I was clearing my pots away so I could carry on cutting my grass, I spotted these two cheeky little buggers. Here you go, two cheeky little bishy Barnabys, as we call them here in Norfolk, or as my granddad calls them, giving each other a cuddle. I think we'll leave them to it. So that's the grass, lovely cut. Look at that, doesn't it look so much better? I do feel a bit bad for the bumblebees, but I do have lots of colour and lots of life down here. Lots of lovely little violas and a cheeky little matiola or stocks. They love the euphorbia, so and there's I might even keep these cheeky little dandelions in there. Only joking, they've got to go. Oh, sorry guys. I've got some aquiledias coming out. I've got some, I know them as grape hyacinth, but I believe they're actually called muscari, and they do seem to love that as well. I've got this thing which I don't know what it is. But again, the bees absolutely love it, and it just goes nuts every single year. Yeah. Oh, and a dead daff. I think they'll get rid of you. Next on the list is to deweed all of this lovely lot. I don't think it's that bad, but I also don't think it's that great either. Hopefully it won't take me too long to do. And last year, because I didn't know what I had, whether it had come back or not, I stuck loads and loads of plant labels in absolutely everything, and I kind of assumed that if it was going to come back, it would be showing signs of life by now. So those that haven't got anything coming back in them, I think I'm gonna take away and maybe have a rearrange while we're here. Let's see. Let's get to it. So I thought I'd give you a full before glimpse of how everything looks. I only bought this bleeding heart a couple of weeks ago. I hope it's okay. Don't know what I need to do to that. Maybe repot it. Well, maybe add it to today's list. Why not? So yeah, we're looking all a bit tatty and overgrown and weed filled, and strawberries going into the peony. Oh, look as well, I've got some sedums growing in with my peony as well. Oh goodness me, look at the size of those strawberry plants. I've been very, very lazy. Yeah, busy day today, I think. Right, stop waffling, Zoe. Let's get weeding. So we have more little weird bugs and a dog. Check this little weird guy out. I think he's another type of beetle. So yeah, it's this little green guy here. Oh no, don't go away. Come back. Where'd you go? So I think he's a type of beetle. I used to be used to be. I am still petrified of black beetles. Oh, don't go underneath the pot. No. Oh, that's it. Right, I'm putting the pot back down because I don't want to kill him. Well, that's all the pot weeding done. There are a few gaps in some of these pots, and like this one I've left because this is an amicia, and this guy and these two grew back from sticks. So I don't know if that one's gonna do the same. I haven't de-weeded this too much because I do like the fact that this is almost like a little seed and wild garden. I did that a couple of years ago and I don't really do much to it at all. I give it a water occasionally, that's about it really. And I had a little bit of a jig around here, and I mean these are all, oh not you, cheeky, these are all self-set digitalis foxglove in here, and any pots that it looks like there's little weeds like this one and this one, they're all self-set digitalis, because I'm just going to leave them and dig them out when they get a bit bigger. This had some geraniums and ivy geraniums in them. I'm not sure if they're going to come back, so I'm going to leave those because I don't know if it's time for those. And then we've got Nicotiana coming back. Oh, and I missed some weeds in that one. Must get that. Again, this is really old, and I'm worried, and it's wooden, and I'm worried if I weed it too much. I mean, the bottom's already falling out. That yeah, the weeds are essentially structural integrity. And look, another bishy Barnaby. When we first moved in, I knew pretty much nothing at all about gardening. Yeah, just any time I bought any plants, it's just a case of buying them in pots. Certainly didn't know what came back year after year. In fact, I still don't now really. And this as a result of not knowing anything, the garden did get a bit messy and a bit of a mess. And that was very much when I was working 70 hours a week in hospitality as well, and and I didn't really have time, and I was always tired all the time, so the garden did get very overgrown. And then COVID happened, and I was spending a lot of time out here, and I was struggling to relax because it just looked so awful and messy. But right, I'm sorting this garden out. So I went to the shop, bought some garden tools and stuff like that. Come out here, rip loads of stuff out. I was like, yeah, this is great, absolutely great. When I say rip loads of stuff out here, I mean out this corner flower bed here, and I think out that one over there. That one's just a bit wild and untamed. It's got bindweed all in it, so I don't really do much over there. Ripped loads of stuff out and everything else. And then it wasn't until a while afterwards I realised I had pulled out. I thought they were weeds or like roots of weeds, but they weren't. And it turns out I had pulled out, oh God, about 20 cyclamen nest things. So that was the first big thing I learned about gardening. And the only reason I realised what they were is because I just threw them on a heap, and then they started to flower. So I'm a little bit more careful when it comes to digging stuff up now. Because I don't want to do that again. I have still got a few left. I don't know if you can see this one from here, and I've got them around the other side of that tree over there as well. But yeah, I'm getting better at identifying what are weeds and what aren't weeds now, because I have been doing it, for a couple of years. But if there is anything that I am unsure of, I'll just take a picture of it and Google Lens it. But some of the stuff at work, we get weeds in, and we think it's because of the compost. So it's obviously got feed in it, and and everything else. And if particles are blown around, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. But yeah, so if there's ever any weeds or anything that I see at work, and I'm not too sure, because obviously I don't want to throw any plants away because they're needed. I'll check on good old Google Lens. Came over the other side of the wall to tidy whatever that big thing is that's in the wall on the other side of the flower bed, and I think I've discovered where my slug and snail block is. There is loads. There's one in there. Admittedly I have thrown a couple away, but look, there's more in here. There's loads, and there's loads of slugs in there as well, and I think they're all tucked in the rootage of this. But whilst I did spot all of these slugs and snails along here, I did also spot this little guy. A little caterpillar. Now I don't really know how I feel about these guys, because a couple of years ago I had some lovely veggies growing in my veggie patch, and they all got taken down by caterpillars. So I don't want to hurt him, but I also don't want him in my garden either. I think I might go and throw him out the front on the grass. Look at him stretching himself out. But he can't stay in my garden because I'm worried that he might attack my my veggies again, and we can't have that. But there's plenty for him to eat out in here that I'm less worried about. And I've got a dandelion tickling the back of my leg. God, he's quite long, look. There he is. All happy. Plenty to eat out here, look. Leave my veggies alone. Don't need to battle you and slugs. It's a bit busier in this side to weed. And this wall is a nightmare for dandelions, but it's also a nightmare to get anything out of as well, because why not add in more challenges, eh? But when we first moved in 5 years ago, one of the first things that I roped my mum into doing in the garden here with me was plant a load of stuff in these walls, because we moved in December and there was nothing. Obviously there wasn't much going on in here and whatever, and I wanted a bit of colour, and I said to Mum, I just want stuff that will nicely grow along the wall, and and sort of like spread out, and just add a bit of colour and stuff. And she had loads of sedums, so she gave me loads of them, and that's all was in here. These mascaris were already in here. I'll show you the whole length of the wall actually, hang on. So I planted, so we put these in, and they're overhanging nicely. I love how this moss has gone. And again, I haven't done this moss here at all. This was already here. This is another sedum in here that I think has died off for the winter and coming back. I'm not too sure, but it doesn't look too happy. These are some weird daisy things that I put in there. Some more of my lovely violas. It's very busy and green in here. It is hard to tell what's weeds and what isn't. I've got some more violas. Another snail. I don't know what this purple stuff is. This is something that Mum gave me. This is a Heshababura, something like that. And this big old beast here, I've just realised I'm supposed to be showing you the sedums across the wall, but I've got distracted by everything else. Euphorbia, and sadly a clematis, not this one in this pot down here, were the first things I put in when we moved in. And this was absolutely tiny, but I buy things based on what the flower looks like, and it's called, I think the nickname for it is Devil's Tear. So obviously when it comes out in flower, you'll get to see it. And over there in that terracotta pot there that you can't see from all far away, that one there, no, just unfocused, why not? Anyway, that's a yellow version. But anyway, back to the wall. Now I've been come back to what I was talking about. Honestly, I'm like this all the time. I do feel for all of my friends and Billy. So this one, I love how this one has gone. It's almost like it ran out of space on the wall. So, and it's not even attached to anything. But sedums are so easy to grow. I think that's what really got me into it, because they're kind of weird and they're so easy, and they've got roots there. I don't know if you can see them. There's another type of sedum that I've got in that tray at the back there. And again, look, just all hanging over. And you can literally just take this off, because I've done it with some that I've got. You can literally just take this off, lay it on compost, or soil or whatever, and it'll take. And these all spreading across here. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the garden. That's really, when I look back at before pictures, I can really see how it's gone, and what I have envisioned for this wall has really played out. I must get this weeding done. I keep getting distracted. I think I've got most of the weeds out of here. I'm not mad worried about weeds. Like a certain, this is an old house and an old garden, so there's obviously bound to be loads of weeds, and it's going to be really difficult to eradicate all of them. So I'm not mad worried about them, but I do like to try and get the majority out of them out. And I have unfortunately fallen victim, I say myself, it was more of my plants, fell victim last year to what I can only assume is sort of like suffocation via weeds. So I had, where I've got this clematis here that I paid £1 for, instead of it was reduced for £14, and I paid £1 for it. Sounds awful, but it was almost like my last clematis was meant to die, because about 3 weeks after I realised that had died, this one was on sale. I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason, even though it's awful. But anyway, this was sort of like a dead stick when I first got it. But I literally, all I did is I just plonked it next to here, and all this green here, this is off of this clematis. It was just like a dead stick when I first got it, and all I did was plonk it here, make sure I gave it some water, and it's come back this year. I don't know if it's too young to see any flowers this year, but either way, I've got a clematis again, which makes me really happy. Yay! Well, that is it from me for today. I think I'm just gonna sit here and in my lovely freshly weeded and cut grass and finish off my tea on this lovely day. Thank you very much for popping past as always, much appreciated. Don't forget to come back and see me soon. I've got my sugar snaps to do next, so that should be interesting as I've got no idea what to do on those. But anyway, I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Laters taters!